Hello. What's up, guys? Can everyone hear me? Can you see the Bitcoin chart? Can you hear the music? Are the volumes all right? Oof, a lot of people. Bitcoin Hub, 21 mil. Kizar, August, Daniel, Mert, Bruce, Timothy, what's up? Love from Pakistan. Nice, man. Yes, all good. Perfect. Could you take a look at Theta if you get a moment? Yes, at the end we will do some requests and questions as always. See Bitcoin USDT spot chart, bro. We'll talk about it in a second. I'll give my high time frame thoughts as well. Hello, Lala. What's up? I keep seeing people looking for shorts here. But yeah, it's looking strong, you know, into a key level here and the weekend coming up. So I'm currently flat on margin, spot long, obviously. But yeah, we'll talk about everything in a second. Just waiting like 2 more minutes and then we'll start. There's something weird going on Twitter. It's like likes not showing up and just the tweets are bugged for some reason. These evil market makers, bro, they pumping price. Yeah. Bought at 16k and did nothing, but wait, I find this to be most profitable and easiest method. Yeah, of course, man. Spot high time frame trades will always be the best, the easiest, the less stressing. 12k not happening. Nope, in my opinion not. I've been saying it for ages, since we broke out above here, to be honest. Short here, reason Monday high sweep on spot. Possible, yeah. Yeah, this week went a little higher on Bybit perps. Coin margins. Yeah, I see what you're saying here. But we'll have to see. Check this. On October 6th, Lol. Played out nicely, huh? Right. I think we'll get started. The stream will be watchable later, as always, so you will be able to watch the replay, so no worries if you miss a part or something, or you have to go early, okay? Before we get into the charts, I want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of the live streams, which is Vela Exchange. There's a link in the description. If you use the link and make an account, you can get 12.5% rebate, right? They're also running a 2-week 25% fee discount, so definitely the time to check out Vela Exchange if you haven't already. I'm also doing something on my own. I'm giving everyone who uses Vela Exchange under my link and makes at least one trade. Just try it out with a couple $100. See how it goes, try to run it up. And if you do so, send me a message on Twitter or on Discord, and I'll add you to my Discord group, give you the member role. If you join the Discord right now, you won't be able to see all the channels unless I give you the member role, and you can get that role simply by trying out Vela Exchange, okay? It's very easy to set up. Simply connect your wallet, MetaMask, for example, Coinbase wallet, whatever. Simply connect it to Vela Exchange and make a trade. So check the description, check out the link, and yeah, feel free to send me a message if you have any questions. Also, leave a like on the stream if you enjoy, or wait until the end and see if you enjoyed the live stream. But I would appreciate it if you did. Helps me a lot. Trying to grow on YouTube. We're going for 10k subs. That's the goal. The next goal, at least. So subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to ask any questions in the chat if you have any during the stream. And then at the end, so first I'll give my own thoughts, talk about whatever I think is interesting, and then we'll do some requests, so you guys can post some tickers in the chat and I'll take a look, okay? So with that being said, Bitcoin. As always, we'll talk about what happened before and how we traded it and give reasonings for that, and then we'll check what we're watching next, okay? By the way, is the music not too loud? Is the volume good? Is my voice, can everyone hear me clearly? Perfectly. All right, awesome. So, Bitcoin, we had the fake ETF approval announcement around here, and Bitcoin absolutely squeezed towards 30k, right? Hard rejection. We did a live stream on Tuesday as well. If you were here, you know that I said down, yeah, where were we trading? Must be in this range already, somewhere around here, or it just happened somewhere around here, possible as well. I don't know, doesn't matter. But what I said here is I'd be careful shorting Bitcoin simply based on the assumption, well, based on that that the news was fake, right? We had the hard rejection when it came out, the news was fake. But it's classic that everyone shorts into the lows then, and what Bitcoin does then is just absorb those shorts, and that those shorts act as fuel for a squeeze back towards the highs. Fill in the wick, as we say. I saw a lot of people talk about filling the wick, but what does filling the wick actually mean, right? Whenever you have, for example, a high, a low, and the high gets swept with a wick, right, and price rejects, you could say that's bearish. A swing failure pattern, as some people call it. Give it the name you want: a squeeze, a sweep of the highs, a swing failure pattern, okay, a wick to the upside, okay. Normally you would assume that that is a bearish pattern, if you want to call it a pattern, okay. But what confirms that it's a bearish pattern, whenever you see continuation to the downside, and ideally as soon as possible. The longer price holds around the area and the longer price starts grinding higher, what it often does is it accelerates and squeezes into the wick. If this wick would have gone this high, for example, okay? That's basically because people assume that this was a bearish move and they start shorting here, but price absorbs those shorts, and whenever price comes there, right, people start covering their shorts, which acts as buying pressure and results in a short squeeze, okay? A bearish pattern without follow through, without continuation, is bullish. A bullish, the same way around, a bullish pattern without continuation can be very bearish, okay? And that's what we saw here. So it was clear that if Bitcoin was bearish here, we needed continuation, and price started doing this, swept the highs here. That was, in my opinion, the last chance for bears to see continuation to the downside, okay? That's also the reason why I took a short. I posted, you can go ahead and take a look at my Twitter. I've posted all of the trades live on Twitter. That's why I entered shorts in this consolidation, right? In the assumption of, well, we've got this high time frame sweep, build up a range after the sweep, swept the highs again. If bears want to see continuation to the downside, it should be from here, okay? Shorts there, stops above the high, target range low, okay? Ultimate target range low, targets in between, simply all of these unswept lows. So initially it took off half on this sweep there, then another 25% was closed here. What I was thinking then was, well, we just made an equal low, still lots of liquidity below range low here, so holding this 25% with invalidation, very clear on a reclaim of this area, okay? A reclaim of this area lining up with range high here, and at that point from the high to the low, OTE, whether you take it to here or after this move happened to there, OTE was lining up with this area in general. So we knew if Bitcoin reclaimed this, that we were going to see a squeeze a lot higher. So that was enough reason for me to hold that 25%, targeting these lows, okay? I even added, I said, I'm possibly gonna add, in case we sweep some highs here, local highs, resting there, right? Something like this, reject, and then target the lows. So I did add to my shorts on these spikes, okay? And what was the moment I got out? Let's remove all of this for now. The moment I got out was in this consolidation. Also tweeted about it, about this. I can actually show you. There. Fully out of shorts for now, not liking the structure we have here. Sweeping local high after local high, but without follow through. Could see the squeeze higher, okay? On this consolidation. Why? Well, because what I just said, it seemed like a lot of shorts were coming in here, right? And every time we got rejected, but price just held and started grinding up again, made a new local high, got rejected again, started grinding up again, swept, and got smacked down again, started grinding up again, and same thing over and over again. And often when you get that, that's just people shorting hard but without follow through. Same thing I just explained on the higher time frames. And what that often results is in just continuation to the upside and a big short squeeze, squeezing all the people that shorted in this area out. Okay, so that's the area where I closed the rest of my shorts for a small loss, but we profited nicely on the shorts from here towards here and here. So that's all good. That was that trade done. Then this morning we woke up, right? Price reclaimed range high, smashed above it and started consolidating here. In my opinion, this was just all to be filled in, okay? No resistance here until the first level that I marked was this high. This was the high that got swept here, right? And where we got rejected hard from. So I thought we were going to see at least some continuation to the upside. Obviously, I didn't expect it to go this fast, but whenever Bitcoin breaks out, right, you either just get in or you do nothing, because whenever Bitcoin breaks out, it's either going to go hard, and whenever it gives a clean retest, it's often a scam and it's going a lot lower, right? So that's why I longed this morning in this consolidation, straight up longed. Invalidation was clear below the demand that led to the breakout, right? Also below this range high level. If we were going to trade back below here, that would be a break back within this range and likely send us to these lows. So I knew I was wrong there, right? And the target was up there. Good for like a 1.2, 1.3 hour trade. What was it? Something like this, 1.5 even hour trade, right? Took some profit on the initial wick, and then I was fully out at this major resistance. Well, the first resistance, to be honest, but I don't want to stay too much exposed to longs because I'm still in spot, right? And it's been a very good week. We recovered almost fully from last week's losses. So that's a good thing. I reduced my risk, by the way, on all my trades this week, and it's going great, right? So that's what happened in the past. Is that clear for everyone? Yes, all right. So, what's next? Right? High time frame wise, you know, I posted well, we'll talk about spot later, but high time frame wise, still focusing on this chart where we swept these lows from this monthly candle, and these highs are still unswept with this inefficiency here. The more we tap into this area, this 30k area, the more likely I think we get a significant break to the upside and we start rallying hard. And whenever we break out of this range, right, you don't want to fade. I think it's gonna continue higher towards 40k at least. I've been tweeting about it a lot lately. I think 40k is coming within the next few months, maybe weeks, we'll see. But I'm a bull here, so I'm mainly looking for longs on Bitcoin. Let's remove these for now. This as well. Now the weekly, that one was concerning a little bit here, right? Because we had this fairly flat bottom. It does have a wick, but it's almost none, right? These kind of candles and kind of flat bottoms are significant whenever price trades closer and closer towards that bottom, right? whenever price straight up runs away from them, they become less significant. So I was, well, not really concerned, but I was watching this closely as we retraced this wick from the fake news. And that was also the reason why I was looking for shorts here all the time, right? Because I thought this close to the flat weekly, there's a pretty good chance that we go back there to make a lower wick, okay? But what I'm seeing now, I think the chances of us just running away from it have increased a lot. We'll have to wait until the weekly close, but if the weekly closes, especially if it closes above this high, I think there's no stopping us from breaking out a lot higher in the coming week. If it closes up even above, like on the weekly, what's your major supply, right? It's this area, okay? Could narrow it down to this candle. If you take the body, even a weekly close above here, above this blue area, would be considered bullish in my opinion, okay? Even if it closes above here, this previous week's high, and holds above, I would consider this massively bullish, and I'm targeting a lot higher, okay? So how do we get in on the lower time frames? Well, the daily, so as I said, I was long, but I'm fully flat on margin. So if I would want to get back in, right, I would wait for price to start ranging here again. Whenever Bitcoin is on a move and is trending hard to the upside, you often don't get a clean retest on of support. For example, price traded here, right, now broke out. Are we gonna get a clean retest of this? Well, either you wait for the retest and hope you get it and buy there, but what do you do if you don't, right? Wait for a low time frame range to be set, okay? Wait for a local low to be swept, right? And that's where you enter. Why wait for this? Well, because this gives you first a clean draw on liquidity, because the local lows then have been swept and the highs have been unswept, so the draw on liquidity is to the upside, and you have a clean invalidation because this is the low, it got swept here. You're assuming that this is the sweep that leads to the highs, the draw is on the highs, so this low should hold. So then you have a good risk reward trade, right? And can put your stop there, maybe give it some room, place it for example here you have some very low time frame demand, can keep it below there just in case you get that double sweep or even triple sweep and then it rips, and trade it like that. Take some off at prior highs, take some off there, take some off there, and hold some in case we get a real breakout and break out a lot higher. Make sense? So that's basically what I'm gonna watch over the next few days to weeks. Not really trading over the weekend, so I really hope we just keep on ranging over the weekend and I can look for swing longs next week. But yeah, we'll see. Now, that's the bullish case, so we hold above this blue area and this prior high. What if not? Gotta be open for everything, you know? If we don't, right, you try a long and you get stopped out and price breaks below here, right, wait for a daily close, because I can see the daily wick in here and still close strong and still rip from there. But if it closes a daily, this is assuming that the weekly closes above here, right? That the weekly closes strong. If then a daily closes below this level, right? Then I'd get out and target that flat weekly low, right? Maybe even towards these lows and these lows into 25k again. But as long as that doesn't happen and we close the weekly up here, I think we're gonna break out higher. What time frames do you usually use when looking for a range? All of them, man. You use the daily range, weekly range, see where the drawn liquidity is, are the high swept, the low swept, and then mostly I use the lower time frames for entry triggers. 4 hour all the way to the hourly. What do you think about shorting here? Binance Week got swept. I personally don't see a reason why you would risk shorting here, assuming that the high is in. That's just me, you know? Everyone his own thing, but pure probability wise, right? We've got this fake announcement, downside, failed to break lower, consolidated, and now this. Those are all signs of strength, no? And we have this unswept high above here. So in my opinion, you either wait for dips to get long or you just sit out. If you're big in spot, right, and you want to hedge your spot, that's another story. Then I could also see the case where you short hedge here, but then I'd just give it a one shot, you know? Keep your stops up there, simply in case we go all the way back down there. Something like this. But I personally don't see the point. What would you suggest for new traders trying to learn and make profitable strategies? Just practice, man. Just trade a lot with low risk and learn from your mistakes. That's the only way you're gonna succeed in this market. Get that experience and just be in the markets as much as you can and practice as much as you can. That's all. You can read any book, you can watch any video, but without experience you're gonna get nowhere. It takes time, you have to accept that. So maybe a word about this spot tweet that I did this morning. This is what I tweeted. Yeah, so basically all-time highs here, 60k, well 50, oh yeah, this is euro, right? So first all-time high, first decent retrace, all the way back up to the highs, swept the highs, and that's where the real bear market started. Down, 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 down. And this was the first area where I rebought spot. In this consolidation. You could say horrible entry now, but anyways. I thought that these lows were going to hold again and that we would simply consolidate here, maybe sweep some lows down there, and then after a lot of ranging start pumping to new highs again. Okay, we broke down, that's fine, had enough fuel left, bought more Bitcoin down here. Reasoning, FTX going down here, right? A lot of companies in the following days to weeks went down as well, with price basically simply holding, wow, great sentence, holding the same range, right? This is where a lot of happened. Well, here FTX went down, boom, right, into 16, 17Ks versus the dollar. This is versus the euro. A lot of companies went down as well. This is where I added to my spot holdings. As you can see at 16, that's around here. And then yeah, we pumped nicely, boom, swept some lows, and now we're trading here. In my opinion, even banks went down. Oops. In my opinion, if all of those events couldn't bring us down towards 12k, what do you think will? Only if Binance, for example, goes down, I could see a case where we absolutely nuke and maybe make new lows. And even then I'm not sure. Even then I could see us cascade and dip absolutely boom in there and still hold this 16k area and then bounce. Then probably, well, more than likely it will take a while, will take ages after such events, right? It takes ages to range and then you see the reaction, right? Same thing happened here. FTX down, straight down, right? And then that's where everyone gives their opinions, right? Everyone swing shorting, says, boo, FTX went down, but the bigger players simply buy into your shorts, right? And then after they've accumulated enough, they run it up. And that's what happens. But if you think Binance isn't gonna go down, right? I don't think 12k is coming. I even think that we're not gonna see sub 20k again. But yeah, that's just me. So yeah, that's basically it. My plan for selling, right, is basically this range. Say we now break out, right, and close somewhere above 32k. That would mean a break back within this range, right, from here to here. Reclaim this. What would the next logical target be? Well, the opposite side of the range, up here, which is why I have this blue box resting there, right above these highs here, right, into this area. This area would also be typical for a lower high and a long squeeze, in my opinion. Why? Because if we pump, you can write it down and remind me when we're there. If we're gonna trade up towards 50k, everyone's gonna be talking about 100k. Everyone's gonna be talking about all-time highs. Everyone's gonna get excited. There's gonna be people FOMO longing, and that's typically, well, when you see the retrace, right? So if that happens, right, so I'm gonna sell 40% for sure if we pump into there. If we then see a decent retrace back towards, let's say, 32k, it's like 35 probably versus the dollar, right? I might buy some back, or might even buy everything back, right? Sell again when we're at 50k again, and hold 50% for when the real breakout comes, which I think it will, right? And the new bull market is there, right? And sell 50% in between 80 and 90k. Why not wait for 100k? Because I think that's a very psychological number that a lot of people are gonna be targeting, and when you get that, you very often front run those numbers, which is why I'm planning to sell there. And on top of that, what I use for high time frame exits, if you take the high to the absolute low, let's quickly remove all of these. If you take your fib levels from the highs down to the lows and check where you are, 1.618, that's usually your target. You're gonna see that it's right in that area as well. Okay, and yeah, that's my plan going forward for spot. You know, this is completely different than the trading game, than the low time frame trading game, but that's what I'm thinking high time frame wise. Any questions? Do you think this will play out differently from past cycles? Yes. You can't predict things like companies going down or fake ETF announcements, right? So every cycle has its own characteristics. And you have people comparing this to, like, for example, when we were trading here, and I think that doesn't make any sense. I hate people who use fractals. I don't believe in them. I think they're a meme. Although, yeah, if you make money, it does make sense to see what happened in the past just to have an idea of what can happen in the future, you know? I'm not saying anything unlike that, but thinking of October, you know? Ooh, Bitcoin went up the last 5 years in October, so it has to go up this time as well. Nah, man. Another great one was we have never tested previous all-time high. We have never tested previous all-time high, so we're not gonna do that right now. Yeah, look at what happened. 20k was a previous all-time high. You remember when we were trading here? Everyone was saying that. And look at what happened. Hikimashi. Nah, I don't use those candles, man. I focus on this chart. Right, everything makes sense what I said. Any questions? When do you think money is gonna flow back into alts? I don't know about alts, man. I really don't know. I've never held any alts spot-wise except for ETH. Ethereum I did, but for any other alts, I'd be very careful, man. Every cycle has their own alts that pump a lot, and then in the next cycle they're dead. So be careful. And if you're simply trade them, you know. Alts are a great way to trade, to accumulate more money to buy spot Bitcoin and Ethereum, for example. But that's their only purpose, in my opinion. And simply trading the price action, you know, gives you tools, gives you the ability to trade different pairs, but that's all they're good for, in my opinion. What alts are gonna exist in 10 years, you know? Can we use previous daily open and daily close strategy for alt trading? You can use anything you want, man. Whatever works for you. But even if you take a look at the dailies on some of these alts, right? I mean, look at them. They've barely moved. But what you typically get when Bitcoin is moving, right? Alts don't follow. Bitcoin pumps massively, then ETH follows, right? And then alts follow. So their time will come. It's not a bad idea to accumulate some, but what I mean with accumulating is simply look for some swing longs where you have a clean invalidation in case they go for new lows, and clean targets in mind, you know. Don't just buy them and hold them because you think it's gonna go up. Have a plan. The one I really liked was Inch. I said I was looking for longs, right, towards these highs, but yeah, it didn't give me an entry, so, and now we're trading in this blue area. No reason to FOMO here. Saw some posts on Twitter as well on this one, targeting new all-time highs, but rushing into longs here is a bad idea in my opinion. We're at clean daily supply, swept all of these highs, so it makes more sense to me to see some retrace from here. if you're looking for swings towards all-time highs, I would at least wait for a retest of this area and then maybe look for a long, something like this. Invalidation there, and then you have a great risk reward as well. If you enter up here, I'd have to keep my stops there. Not worth it just because you think is gonna break resistance, you know. This changes when we break, let's say above this level. That's a key level to break. The highs that got swept. A break above there would also mean a break above supply. So a daily close above this level, then you buy the dip and target all-time highs. Link. We were short, right? But closed on this sweep. Again, beautiful price action. But swing-wise, we'll have to see. Have we actually closed daily? Yeah, we did. Yeah, obviously. And a weekly? Not really. I still think Link is a great one to look for longs targeting this range high level. Especially, I mean, look at how long it has been ranging. If it breaks out, I can imagine it goes really, really hard. Actually, I should consider maybe buying some spots like this. Validation, if we make new lows, to be honest. Target is a 2x. Nice. And now, some requests. CKB. So, high time frame highs swept, high time frame lows swept, well, the other way around. The lows swept, the highs swept. Main level to reclaim this weekly level. Small, lower time frames, lows, highs. Highs swept as well, smack down, retest, now trading towards the lows. Fairly equal lows. Yeah, they did get swept, but nothing too significant. I would wait for at least one more spike lower, a clean sweep, right, into here before considering longs. Otherwise, I'd just stay out. This isn't a coin you want to be long on. So sweep those lows and then you target the highs there. Theta. Yeah, weekly, nothing to get excited, you know. Yeah, still holding these lows, but lower highs into smaller and smaller bounces from the level, so. And an ugly daily. Yeah, not convinced as well. Also in this one, would want to see one more spike and then maybe a bounce. If you're bullish here, right, this range low has to hold. So if you're bullish, it's simply long, invalidation at the lows, and target what may be there. Yeah, decent risk reward as well. But I think there's better ones out there. Bitcoin Cash. This was one of the stronger ones, breaking out of this range. Right? Retest, now looking quite strong. But same thing on the weekly, flat bottom. We'll need a break above here. And a close. I'd say a weekly close, or let's say a daily close above these highs. Then we target new highs, new local highs above here. As long as we wick above and close back below, that's just a sweep into supply and likely sends us towards these lows. Oof, clean lows as well, you know. This could be a nice short up here actually. OTE, guess what? I can already see. Boom. Lining up almost beautifully with this supply, you see? So spikes in there are good short hedges in my opinion. There, target these lows and these lows into here. Invalidation, daily close above the level. Same thing, love you bro. Hey. How can we get entry triggers in a range, for example, long setups? Oof, that's a big question. It's different every time, you know. But what I look for is simply sweeps. Hello, trading view. Oof, lagging. Okay, what I do is look for a range to build up. Look for either the highs or the lows to get swept into an area of confluence and look to trade it towards the opposite side. So range with liquidity resting to the upside and the downside. If the lows get swept into demand, into a daily open, into a weekly open, stuff like that, into OTE, right? That's your entry, and the draw is then on the highs, and that's your target. Same thing other way around. Jasmine. Jasmine, see, same thing. Don't look for coins that look like this. Look for those stronger ones. But anyways, if I had to give you a plan, I'd say these lows need to get run. Boom, and then if you reclaim, right, that's when you get those bigger squeezes like this. There's quite some liquidity here though. Yeah, I like all of these highs though. Into here. Let's see. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this squeezes hard though. Maybe first sweep the lows, but could also go from here. You see this range? Range lows, swept, retest, all liquidity above being built up. Maybe take all of that at once and squeeze higher. But yeah, stops are risky below there. Yeah. Unfi. Yeah, I talked about it in a previous stream, you see. When we were trading at range high, I said this broke back below range high. Likely this trades towards range mean, right? First target, unless it manages to reclaim above range high. And still same thoughts, to be honest. First area of interest, range mean, or on a reclaim above range high. But this is your classic pump, squeeze, right? And then downside, downside, downside. Maybe a short squeeze and then back down, down, down. So I wouldn't be surprised if this trades all the way back into here. All right, Pepe, last one. Big range. Yeah, on Pepe I would either wait for another sweep there and a reclaim. Important note is the reclaim. Say we break down from here, right? Then this would be the supply. So wait for the breakdown, the sweep, and a reclaim and a daily close above this level. Then buy the retest and sell the highs. Okay, maybe keep some for higher, but then second plan, if it doesn't go for the lows, wait for a weekly close back above here. It's basically the same plan on the daily as on the weekly, just the time frame is different, you know, because on the weekly this is already the sweep below range low, while on the daily this is your range low, right? And you haven't swept it yet. So if this is the weekly sweep, what do you need to see? A reclaim, which is a weekly close above here. Buy the retest, sell the highs. Or wait for the daily sweep, reclaim, buy the retest, sell the highs. All right, cool. That's gonna be it for today. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, please, on the stream. Subscribe if you haven't already. Big thanks to Vela Exchange. As I said, 12.5% rebate and a 25% fee discount. Use the link in the description and I'll add you to my Discord group. Send me a message if you have any questions on Twitter or on Discord. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care, best of luck in the markets, and enjoy your weekend. Peace.